So, welcome back once again to my fanfiction ideas, where I talk about fanfiction ideas that kind of didn't really work out, but I wanted to talk about on a whole, and maybe I'll come back to them one day, but who knows. So anyway, yeah, as you can see right here, Voltron and Star Trek. Yeah, this has been something that was on my mind, and this is what happens when you watch a lot of TOS. If you haven't gathered yet, this would be a crossover with, well, not so much TOS, but actually more, with more the Abrams universe. This would be the Abrams universe, Voltron crossing over with. I did originally want to do TOS, but I was like, it's so jarring. It's kind of jarring of having Voltron in there with the original TOS series. Because, like, it's so vast. It's like kind of a culture shock thing. You know what I'm saying? So I felt like the Abrams universe is more action centric while still holding true, especially with Beyond, of what TOS is. So yeah, I kind of figured, yeah, Abrams universe. If you were going to cross over the Voltron with any Star Trek franchise, it would be the Abrams universe. It's also a fresh playground for anything, really. So yeah. So the story I had in mind for this Voltron crossover, with this Voltron Star Trek crossover, was that that the crew of the Enterprise are investigating a new weapon a new kind of system being designed by the Klingons after following a tachyon field that's been pulsating so much energy. It's been reaching out to the furthest of the Alpha Quadrant, and it's taking a lot of energy input and it's coming from the Klingon territories. So Kirk and Uhura and the others go to a Klingon base and discover that there is this space station that is acting like a gateway. It turns out that the Klingons have stolen Romulan technology and are actually the Klingon Empire is looking to conquer other universes, and they think they found one that they liked. So, but yeah, like this Klingon universal device actually allows a person or people to traverse the multiverse at their choosing. They can pick a universe they can go to. But the problem is the Klingons kept picking universes that were like, that's too heavily defended. That's too heavily defended. Now wait a minute. This might work if we play our cards right. So, yes, obviously they chose the Voltron universe. And I'll explain why in a minute. Now, the other thing is that, I think I said, like I stated earlier, the Klingons stole this from the Romulans, because the Romulans were looking to expand their empire into other universes, mostly because of the fallout from the first Abrams movie. Let me explain. What happened was, in the extended universe, and they kind of touch on it in the Green Lantern Star Trek crossovers, where the Romulan Empire has kind of stagnated and it's on the verge of collapse because their empire can't expand like it used to because of what happened with Nero destroying Vulcan. Meaning that, yeah, the Federation more or less blamed the Romulan Empire for Nero's actions, even though he was from an alternate timeline. A lot of the Federation was like, he was a Romulan, so it's your fault. So, not only that, but other empires and other planets really just punished the Romulans into this. So the Romulans, I had it in mind for this story, is that the Romulans were looking to, well, if we can't get any other planets, if we can't find any other planets in this galaxy or universe, might as well look into other universes. But then the Klingons came in and stole it. And you're probably wondering, which Klingon did that? And I thought of a few Klingons to use for this story, but one Abram universe kind of came to mind first and foremost, and that is Kurg. Kurg, if you guys remember, that was the Klingon villain from Search for Spock. So in here, he's very much like I'm doing this for the Klingon Empire, and we have a new weapon, and it's going to it's going to give us the Empire is going to extend to the farthest reaches of this so-called multiverse, and the Federation cannot touch us. So Kurg and his ship go in. The Enterprise, of course, Kirk being Kirk, follow, and they discover that the Klingons are making an alliance with the Galra. Seeing that, hey, you guys have got some really kick-ass weapons, we've got some really kick-ass weapons, let's make something happen here. So, just kind of imagine Klingons using robeasts. Yeah, just having, the Klingons want to have robeasts, they want to have the ship technology and the warp technology that the Galra have, and the Galra really want the cloak technology that the Klingon Bird of Preys have. Not to mention that, their phaser capabilities, their warp drives, everything. The Klingon and the Galra are really heavily discussing a major alliance between the two. And if you're wondering where I kind of had in mind of what timeline this would be and what season of Voltron it would be around season 3, like that gap in between. Like I guess somewhere in season 3 or season 4. Like I was kind of teetering on if it could be season 3 when Keith's still learning to be a leader, or it can be in those month-long gaps between seasons 3 and 4. So yes, Lotor is the one who has more or less formed this alliance with Kurg, and because it would be Lotor who does that. So the Klingons and the Galra are working together to expand their empire to both universes, and so it's up to the Paladins and the crew of the Enterprise to team up to stop them. And yeah, I had a lot of fun ideas for this, like Voltron and the Enterprise meeting for the first time, and Voltron punches it, and they're and Kirk's like, Mr. Spock, did he just punch my ship? I believe he did, Captain. Let's fuck his world up. So that was kind of the idea I was kind of working on for this, was that it was it's just a fun, again, because the Abrams universe, because I'm kind of okay on Discovery. I'm just kind of on Discovery. But I originally wanted to do this with, like I said, TOS, but at the same time I was like, I don't know if it would be kind of jarring to have TOS with Voltron. And besides, the Abrams universe has such a big playground. So yeah, that's why I kind of wanted to use Abrams universe of Kurg. And I did think about using Chang, but I was like, well, they used him badly in the Star Trek Green Lantern crossover. I mean, seriously, you could have just made that character Nameless Klingon is nameless, because that was nothing like the Chang I know. And I know it's a different universe, but still, that was such a cool villain. I'm going off on a tangent, my apologies. But yeah, so that's kind of the idea, is just having all these characters meet. I really want to have scenes like Hunk hanging out with Scotty, or Keith kind of having a conversation with Spock, or even since this would be in that time, assuming I didn't use when Shiro, not Shiro came back, have it with Keith talking with Kirk about being what it means to be a leader. I don't know who I wanted to. I don't know who I would like to have Lance hang out with. Pidge, maybe with Uhura, or actually, probably better yet, Spock. Yeah, Spock and Pidge would probably be a power, not a power couple, but more they're gonna science the shit out of everything they see. Oh man. But yeah, of course, you also have Kirk hitting on Allura. Typical Kirk stuff. So, anyway. So there you guys go. That's kind of my idea for a Star Trek Voltron crossover. And this might be something I come back to in the future. Just kind of a food for thought. But anyway, you guys tell me in the comments below. What do you guys think of the idea of a crossover between Voltron and Star Trek? Just comment below, let me know. And once again, hope you all enjoyed this, and I'm out.